in here, Greenhorn.
All right, do it again, Roy. Come on, boy. Do it again.
Strike two. Bunch of throwing spitballs.
Now, pig's poop. That ball's as dry as your granddaddy's scalp.
Well, you better not be trying any funny business out there.
Come on, Roy. High five, baby. Punch him out now. Yes, there we go.
Strike three. You're out.
But that's all. Count your blessings and drop the case.
Hello, Will. I thought you walked tall. Look like you done learn how to crawl. I forget. Hey, Grady, what about you? You just gonna let him throw me in a hole and bury me?
What am I supposed to do, Buford? He deals the cards. I just play the hand I get.
Go find yourself another game.
After you.
Thank you.
Like you said, drop it.
All right. In London, April's a spring month, whereas in St. Petersburg, we're freezing our butts off. Is that close enough for government work?
No. Show me the rose.
Please, no. Huh?
Muffy?
Third wife. Jack Wade, CIA.
James Bond. Stiff-ass bread.
That's a nice move.
Nice car.
Well, this baby hasn't let me down yet. She's an ugly little bitch, but she gets you there. Hey, Bond, you do any gardening?
Somebody big just died. Beloved actor Joe Don Baker is dead at 88 years old. And my friend Mike North is here to eulogize him. Mike, how are you, my friend?
I'm feeling like $1,000,000, Joe. Feel good, got everything under control. Joe Don Baker, one of my favorite guys of all time. I know BB and I sent our secret word, which is known by nobody except me, you, and Eldo, called Dakota. And that's the alert that somebody big has just died. And it was Joe Don Baker. And Joe goes, uh-oh, I better do my brush up on this.
That's right. I had no idea, Mike.
Well, we'll talk about that because I think we've both learned a lot on this show. But, Joe, you've learned about some classic
I've learned about a lot, Mike.
Yeah, some classic movies, some classic stars that you never even heard of. And there's an argument to be made to bring some of these old movies back more. So, you know, a lot of you people can see these because I guarantee you ain't the only one. Because Walking Tall with Buford Pusser and with Joe Don Baker playing a real life character was huge. And it's not shown a lot on TV because they had the new one, which we'll talk about.
Well, they remade it, yeah.
Yeah, forget about it. Anyway,
we got
yeah, forget about it. I wouldn't go if it was in my yard. I'd shut the drapes. Okay. I heard Woody Page say that the other day, and I got somebody called me up and they said Woody Page just stole your line about you wouldn't go to watch him in the backyard. I said, well, Greenberg stole that from me like years ago. So you know they're all at ESPN. They take, you know, you'd think, and that, it was Andy Furman. Andy Furman you'd think Woody Page would say, I heard this from Mike North. No, because then people wouldn't think that it was authentic by Woody Page. Okay.
That's right.
That's what it's media people, folks. One of the more dishonorable professions that we work in. Make no mistake about it, but we do the best we can.
We do.
When it comes to little petty stuff, we're as good as anybody. Anyway, let's go and let's talk. Look at Joe going, you're damn right. Let's go and let's hit it up first with Cumberland Chapels. The great Cumberland Chapels. Look at that. 8300 West Lawrence Avenue, CumberlandChapels.com, Norwich, Illinois. Tony Lupo Sr. and Jr., Martino Sr. and Jr. They've been serving families for decades right there in Norwich, Illinois. Beautiful, beautiful spot. There's some testimonials. A lot of people, man. A lot of people, and you just hate to see it, but it's part of life. It's part of getting something. You begin, you're born, and somebody gets, and somebody else dies. Cumberland Chapels, they do it all for it. 8300 West Lawrence Avenue, Norridge, Illinois, 60706. Then it's going to be Pennyville Station. That's right. I was there last week with BB. Had a meal with Tino Antonacci. He's there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. No, I'm not doing what the lady in The Godfather did. You remember Apollonia, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Saturday. Anyway, any of those days is good to go to Pennyville Station. How you like the way I fit that one in?
Love it, Mike.
112 North Main Street. There we are. I had the toupee wasn't crooked that day. The other two guys decided to go without him. Tony and Jesse Rogers from ESPN, my good friend. So check that one out. Right across, take the railroad station, pennyvillestation.com, and check us out every single day of the week. A party is to be had. Now, let's talk about Joe Don Baker. So I was absolutely right about Joe Don Baker. I called Joe, and I said, Joe Don Baker died. Joe Don Baker.
I'm like,
And
all right, sounds good, but I got to do some homework.
Joe played like the owl in the tree. Who? I said Joe Don Baker. But then when the investigators work, whether it be Cape Fear with Martin Scorsese, where he played the detective, whether it be The Natural, where he actually plays Babe Ruth. And
that's where I knew him from, Mike.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something about that. First of all, when I saw The Natural, okay, it was many years after you saw Walking Tall. Now, Walking Tall was made, if I'm not mistaken, in 1973. He became huge. It was huge. And they had Charlie Varick that year, The Outfit. Then he did in 74 Golden Needles and Framed. He did some great movies. The Natural, Fletch. He was in Fletch, which he was great in.
Yeah, with Chevy Chase, right?
With Chevy Chase. Cape Fear, which was with Scorsese, but he got a chance to work with his idol, Robert Mitchum. Mitchum was in the original Cape Fear in 1960. Scorsese does the remake in 1991. Now, folks, De Niro in Cape Fear has tattoos and everything else. Check out, if you get a chance, the Cape Fear movie from 1960 with Robert Mitchum and Polly Bergen and Gregory Peck. It's outstanding. Check it out. Also, he did Mars Attacks. He played in that with Jack Nicholson.
That's right.
Desert, played Governor Jim Applewhite. But then he did network TV, kept himself busy. But he had about a 10, 12-year window when he was as big as anybody. Now, let me tell you what happened with this. You know, I'm in the service in 1973, and we're at the barracks, and I'm working, and I live in Manhattan, Kansas. And I'm hearing the buzz around the barracks and from the guys. A couple of them went to see a movie called Walking Tall, and it's a true story about a guy that takes over a corrupt town and battles a Southern mafia type situation by himself. Very little help. And he ends up, Buford Pusser ended up dying in a car accident. Many people think, the real Buford Pusser, many people think that the wheels were played with. And it doesn't surprise me. He hurt a lot of people, man. A lot of bad people, though. You don't hurt good people. You hurt good people, that's no good. You hurt bad people, that may not be good either if the people are bad enough. He was born in Groesbeck, Texas, the son of Edna McDonald and Doyle Charles Baker. He was raised by his Aunt Anna after the death of his mother when he was 12. He played basketball and football as a linebacker, co-captain, and attended North Texas State University on a sports scholarship where he was a member of the Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity, and he got a bachelor's of business administration degree in 1958 when I was 6 and Joe wasn't here. Okay.
I was definitely not here.
After serving in the Army for 2 years.
Yeah, you and him share that in common. Mike.
Oh, we got a lot in common. He's got the draw. Though. Anyway, he moved to New York to study at the Actors Studio. And
Oh,
you know,
wow.
I should have done that. I went with David Mamet and studied at his studio. But if you study with it was a smaller type situation. And it was a newer school at the time. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bill Macy graduated, got out of there, and Stephen Schechter. It was an off branch of the Apollo Theater and Steppenwolf not Apollo, the Steppenwolf Theater with Bill Peterson. So I got to know a lot of actors. But if you go to the Actors Studio, that's where you get your connections that Hackman got and that Duvall got and that Dustin Hoffman got, Jane Fonda got, this guy got. I remember him. Yeah, let's get him in our movie, Joe Don Baker. Well, that's what they used to do. He cited Robert Mitchum, with who he got a chance to work with in Cape Fear, the later one. Mitchum was in the original as the Brute, but he played a district attorney in the older one when he was much, much older. But it was cool that they brought him back. And Spencer Tracy was one of his idols too. Now, he did Broadway. He was 6'2", about 215 pounds, big guy. If you ever seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen, with Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
Great movie.
There's a show called Lancer. He appeared in the very first show, Lancer. And
I got Robert Mitchum for you, Mike.
Let's see. There he is. Look. All right. Now, there's Gregory Peck, Marty Balsam on the left, and Robert Mitchum with the hat and just with the hillbilly drawl, no tattoos. Right now, look for Robert De Niro, and he plays the same character in 1991. And De Niro was not as good. He was as menacing, but Mitchum didn't need the makeup, as you'll see in a little bit. As Joe's trying to get it up for us right now, and heaven forbids he's got 2 kids, and let's just keep it under control.
Hey, I got it, Mike. I'm uploading it right now.
All right, now let me ask you a question. De Niro had to get nuts because he knew he couldn't outact Mitchum. Mitchum is just like, look at that guy. Now, they were both great, but I encourage you both, all of you that are watching the show, watch Cape Fear with Mitchum in 60 and watch 91 De Niro. And with Gregory Peck in the later role, as you saw Gregory Peck there, in the later role, he plays the attorney for De Niro. So it was interspersed 30 years later. The beautiful thing. But De Niro is menacing in there. But I'm here to tell you, I'd like to think of myself as an acting aficionado. Mitchum buries him as far as just being intimidating. You know, the big bully with the hat backward. You know, just it's very good. But they're both very good. Look at him. Come on. You can't arrest me for nothing. He's after Gregory Peck's character. So he appeared in Lancer. And they changed the name. He was the Gato. Leonardo DiCaprio as Rick Dalton. So they took that from the first episode. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, in 1973, I'm in the Army. Where was I at? Was I at Fort Gordon, Georgia? I might have been. Probably. No, I wasn't. I take that back. I was at Fort Riley, Kansas. And I was living in Manhattan. And look at that. And somebody started talking about Walking Talk, and they said it's great, and it's a real great movie. So we all went. I love the guy. Okay, and this is the shocking part. The budget for Walking Tall 1, which there's only one Walking Tall. You can take The Rock. They changed everything in that movie. Okay, they changed everything, but the original Walking Tall movie was budgeted for $700,000 and made $40 million.
Wow!
In 73. Okay. Then Joe Don, that's what I call him.
Joe Don.
Yeah, Joe Don Baker. He did 3 James Bond movies, but here's the cool thing about him: he played a villain in one, and he played a good guy in two others. And nobody ever said a word. He got to do that. But then I said to myself in 1973, young guy, if they ever make a movie about Babe Ruth, okay, I
Certainly
would
looked
love
like
to
him.
see them hire this guy. And my buddies would go, I go, he looks just like Babe Ruth. He's got the same dimensions. He's got the whole thing. And then I go to see The Natural with BB. And there I am. And it says in that he plays the whammer, and he plays the legendary slugger, the whammer. Well, it's Babe Ruth. Because
Sure.
he points, just like he did at Wrigley Field. If you watch the whole thing here.
He'll do it here in a second.
Yeah, he'll do it. Now I'm saying this is Babe Ruth. It's got to be. They're mimicking him. And then all of a sudden, here it comes. He did it at the end. I loved it. I think he swings and misses at the first one. He doesn't. Oh, here we go. Yes. And then I said, okay. So it came true. And there's Robert Duvall, Robert Redford, and Joe Don Baker. You're not going to get much better than that.
Nope.
And then I said, and then I said, why didn't they make a Babe Ruth movie with Joe Don Baker? Because John Goodman did not get it done. He did not get it done. This guy here would have been lights out. They made this movie, The Natural, in 83. They made the Goodman movie 9 years later. He could have pulled it off. He could have pulled it off because Goodman, certainly, I like the story. I love the Babe Ruth story, but he didn't pull it off. Nobody's really pulled it off. The guy that pulled off the best baseball movie ever is Gary Cooper with the Lou Gehrig story, Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, he looked just like him, too.
And did you ever see 61 with the Maris movie? That's pretty good, too.
Oh, Roger Maris. Barry Pepper played Roger Maris. And,
Yeah, that's a great movie, man.
right. And who played, it's a great movie, and they hardly even show it. Barry Pepper was awesome. I forget who played Mickey Mantle. Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane played Mickey Mantle. If you have never, BB, and then Barry Pepper was in Private Ryan, Saving Private Ryan.
Private Ryan.
He's one of our favorite actors, and he played a knockout of Roger Maris.
Do you remember who directed 61, Mike?
Billy Crystal, didn't he?
That is correct.
Hey, yeah, Billy Crystal, because he's a huge Yankee fan, and I don't know why 61 is not on all that much. Now, Joe does a fantastic job on this show, and the one thing that I did notice about Joe Don Baker, Joe usually sends me his work log of what he's done.
Yeah.
And I always go, perfect, because it is. He's got it down. Today, he sends me the video, but he sends me this. And it usually, Joe, I'd say they're 20 to 25 seconds long, these here.
Yeah, like 28
But
seconds.
I go, Joe, why did you only send me one? But I got a feeling why. And I told him. I said, because he played, this is the one that's in Cape Fear. And here's in the James Bond movie. I said, because he plays almost the same type of character. He plays the tough guy on either side. And that's why.
Yeah.
And that's
because I grabbed a bunch of pictures, Mike, and like you said, they all look the same. You wouldn't even know they were different movies.
right.
Sometimes.
You don't know. So that's what I knew. I told BB, I said, Joe was stretching to find pictures of different type of things, but he played the same type of guy. I don't care if it was in Cape Fear. I don't care. He played in some great flicks. Fletch, The Wild Rovers. Cool Hand Luke, he had a small role in the egg scene. He was set back and stuff like that. But Joe's still stunned that I got Billy Crystal as the director.
I know. I thought I was giving you a nugget. I thought I was giving you a nugget, Mike.
Joe, can you find Thomas Jane, and can you find the picture of Jane and Pepper to give people how closely they look like Mantle and Maris? Nobody's better at pulling up pictures than this guy, folks.
That's right.
The only thing you worry about when Joe does it is the downloading. It's not his fault. Joe says sometimes in the studio, "I'm pretty damn good at this, aren't I?" I go, "Yeah, you are, Joe. No problem." I go,
I'm not tooting my own horn or nothing.
No,
Mike.
you gotta pat yourself on the back, otherwise nobody else will, Joseph. But
I got it, Mike.
Right,
This is insane how good it is.
Right. Look at this. I'm sorry. That's about as close as you can. The Maris guy, Pepper, they both look great. They both look great. It was just an awesome movie. I hope they show it again. And the Yankees got the classic uniforms that they've always
Of course.
had. So Joe Don Baker had lung cancer. And what's sad about these guys, they're big stars one day, and the next day they're at an assisted living facility in Los Angeles. And he died. It says here 89, 88, 89. I don't know. But he played some great movies. He was very, very busy. He also played from 65 on, also TV stuff. Honey West, which was a great show with Anne Francis. Bonanza. Everybody loved Bonanza in 67. Gunsmoke in 69. Lancer in 68 to 70.
Again, Mike, you're saying like very similar roles. I just listen to what you're saying.
I'm telling you. The Big Valley, the Mod Squad, the FBI, the High Chaparral. I stayed home every night and watched the shows during the winter. We never moved. Mission Impossible, Doc Elliott. Yeah, Joe's absolutely right. Just outstanding career. Outstanding career. Lived to be 89. Time flies. I remember seeing him in 73. I was in the Army. I'm going, Jesus.
Hey, can I say something about Walking Tall, Mike?
Of course.
I was trying to find a clip from that movie to play on the open, right?
It's vicious.
Mike, I was going to say, for the time when that came out, was that like really violent? Because every scene that I found,
well, why did you do
blowing
it?
somebody's head off.
Why did you do it?
Because I thought,
would you quit it? It's me. They can't touch me now. I got the Lifetime thing. They can't touch me. You know? You should have put it up. All right, now pull one up. Can you pull one up, or does it take forever?
It's going to take a minute, but
all right, just take a minute. We'll kill time. Are you censoring yourself?
No. I just
do you know
I was trying to find one that he wasn't.
Right.
He wasn't.
Do you know the
maniacs? I can pull one quickly.
Of course you can. Pull it up. Do you know the maniacs that watch the show? Do you know the lunatics that watch us? They watch a show that's called Somebody Big Just Died. They gravitate to it, Joe.
That's
but
true.
Yeah, it was brutal because if I'm not mistaken, he got a tree branch, right? And
there's a lot of them. I feel like every scene.
Did you see the new Walking Tall?
No, I did not.
I wouldn't go see it if Rock came in and said, "Would you like to go see the Walking Tall movie with me?" I'd go, "No, thank you, Rock." Do you call him Mr. Rock? No, thank you, Mr. Rock. I don't like any of your movies. The Tooth Fairy, you should be ashamed of yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
Although I don't know how. Did you watch that? The kids might like it.
I did
Walking Tall. Okay, now I'm going to tell you how much The Rock made. Okay, because we just said it made $40 million for the first one at 700,000. I got the budget for this one. Bust. 46 million. Okay, budget 46 million. They made the other one for 700 grand, and it only made 57 million. So you made $11 million more. The other one made 39 million, and you don't want to show it next to this garbage because this thing will never be watched again.
That's true.
What's Google saying? We don't want to show this. It's too violent.
No,
we're with you, Joe.
I'm just downloading it. I'm almost there.
Okay, but Joe loves it. And when I saw there's remakes you don't make. McHale's Navy, they remade it. I know Ernest Borgnine. I knew him personally. I was pissed. It didn't make it. You don't make The Godfather. You don't make Walking Tall. You know, if you're going to do a sequel to The Godfather, the same guy does it, like Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, for sure.
Come on, I'm getting anxious for some ass kicking.
I know. I only got.
Have you become? I mean, this is what's happened to society. In the 70s, this was considered gentle in a lot of.
Yeah, the one I found is when he got blasted in the car.
Oh,
Mike.
we were in Vietnam. We were out of our minds back then. No, it was just a different culture. It was insane. It was fun.
It was fun. Here,
They
I just downloaded it. Let's see.
All right.
I did when he got blasted in the car because it was a short clip and it's bloody. That's the one that I was able to get
him
quickly.
getting killed?
Yeah.
We're going to see my guy get killed. Okay. I don't know if I can.
Well, and his wife.
Oh, that's like family affair. I love that.
It's a family affair. It's still processing. It's almost done. I promise.
That's right. And don't forget, folks. And here we go. They came and got him. Oh yeah, that's when he becomes the sheriff, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was just amazed for the time frame, just how bloody it was.
Joe, in 1972.
And watch, here they come. Boom! There he goes.
Yep. Yep. In 1972, Joe, Sonny got it at the toll booth. It changed everything.
That's right. I remember that. Of course.
God bless. All right. That was awesome. Anyway. 57 million.
Quite the career, Mike.
Oh, he had a hell of a career. He did, and I'm sorry he's gone. I love him. Now, the new cast had Dwayne Johnson and Johnny Knoxville. It was a bust. The first one, $700,000 only. They found a location, made it work, and made $40 million. Almost made as much as the Rock's overrated. I'm not a fan. He's a wrestler. I love him as far as that goes, but he wasn't even my favorite wrestler. He's later on for you youngsters out there. Yeah. I was a Hulk. I'm a Hulk Hogan guy. Bruiser and Crusher. Oh, please. And then they changed the story. On him.
Rock Solid Action, U.S. Weekly, Mike.
Nah. Here's Rock Solid Action. We appreciate everybody calling in.
That's right.
We appreciate everybody that is dialing us up. We're having a lot of fun doing this show. We thank Pennyville Station and, of course, Cumberland Chapel. So on behalf of Joe and I, we hope you had a real good time, because we did too. The guy's at the age of 89. It didn't have any other information. He died alone, it looks like, too. So
you taught me some stuff today, Mike. I learned. I feel accomplished. I should pay you for teaching me.
Oh, cut it out. I'll tell you what, though. I want you to get that violent gene back in you, because 73, that was normal usually. You know what I mean? Bonnie and Clyde in 67. You ever folks seen Bonnie and Clyde? That scene with what happened in Walking Tall reminded me of when Beatty got it as Bonnie and Clyde, and of course Faye Dunaway. I love talking movies. We can talk all night, but we got to go.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, Joseph. Yeah, we got to go, because Mike might ask me for another cut of people getting their heads knocked off.
Hey, I'll get it if you want it, Mike.
Nah, that's all right, buddy. Great job as usual. We had fun tonight, folks. And remember, Joe Don Baker. If anybody knows anybody that knows him, tell him. That's right. Somebody big just died. He made the cut. So long, everybody.